Today's the day we get to put final welds on the V12 transmission.
You got a script you gotta follow?
Nope, I wing it. Hey everybody! Hanging out at Jeff's shop today. We already welded the inside. I'd show you, but I'm about to grind the outside here to get us a good weld, clean it up, so Jeff can do a fantastic job welding. Jeff's the guy that I come to for all my welding skills because I suck at it. So, Mild to Wild Customs. You probably heard me about on other videos, and probably have a link it somewhere in this video, probably down at the bottom. I'd point, but I don't know exactly where you're at. Maybe down here. So, anyways, gonna grind this down. We'll shut up and get going. Okay, so in order for us to get good welds and penetrate and allow this thing to not heat sink, we have to heat it up pretty rapidly, such as like what you see probably with Soppy Mechanics as far as cast material goes. We're doing the same thing. This is a turkey fryer, that's propane, and we're gonna heat this thing up to get it nice and hot. We're gonna flip it and we'll be welding on the back side back here. Actually, I'll probably move the camera and get that side, but anyways, that's what we're doing.
One eternity later.
All right, so it is the day after being at Jeff's. Jeff, thanks, appreciate it, buddy. Hopefully everybody got to the link. Check him out on Facebook, like, subscribe, all that stuff to him. Awesome guy to work with and good friend and a great welder. So happy to have him part of this project, which I think is going to be awesome. Now that we're able to move to the next step, now we'll take out this old bearing, this old seal, and we'll go ahead and replace those and get the input shaft in. We'll remove the clutch again with the pressure plate, mount this up, make sure the input shaft plays nicely with the the bearing that's in the crank, and then we'll go from there. And like I said, you can see where we welded it out on both sides. That is the transfer plate, and we can start on the next piece, which is exciting. It's not hot. I'm doing this because of the sharp edges and everything, so I'm excited to see what we can do next. So it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait. Next, I'm going to show you some of the stuff as far as the drip rails go on this thing. I did some modifications to them, took them off and welded them up, so you get to see that. And then coming up, I have unboxing to do. We ordered some more parts. You saw some of the stuff going with the Wilwood brakes, so we're starting to speed up with parts coming in, and everything's starting to get fluid. Show you what she ran. She ran, well, I'll tell you right now, she ran 588 at 115 with the transmission, or excuse me, not the transmission, the suspension completely loose. And as well as we saw that it had spark blowout for about 3/4 of a second, and rev limiter at 6,300 and about 13 psi on boost. So a lot of room to go there. I don't think we're going to push it though, just because I enjoy driving this thing around, doing the cruises and stuff. And again, that's for drag week next year. Also drag and drive, Summit Drag and Drive. Check that stuff out, man. There's some awesome things happening. So I'm not going to waste anybody else's more time. We'll see you. Bye.
All right, this is as far as we're gonna get. I have this huge gap, but I have ran out of wire. Yeah, not the best welds in the world. I know that, but we'll knock them down with the flapper wheel and get this all nice and smooth, go back and fill whatever holes that we need. This is pretty big steps, for sure. Took the drip rail off. That's what used to run up there, and then down. Allowed rain to fall on the roof and then down, but it looks a lot cleaner when they're chopped off and smooth. So that's where we're going with this. This is the project in the meantime while we're getting the transmission welded up over at Jeff's shop. All right, so we ran out of wire. This is not the wire, but this is a 2-pound thing, 2-pound spool. So I had to modify it. So I got 11-pound spool from Old Harbor Freight, but then it wouldn't fit because this hole here and this hole is not the same. But I hot glued the old spool in, and it seems to work. So we'll keep on going. This is the next day, by the way. See if we can't get this thing done. Okay, so after a bit of grinding, we did break open some more gaps up here. I'm gonna work with this A-pillar first, but you can see it filled quite good. I'm gonna come back and fill up these other holes that are left over from the weld. I mean, the whole accomplishment, right, is to get this all smooth as one piece. So right now, working on it, laid it over. We've covered up a lot of the split, so this had like 3 or 4 different layers coming together from the factory. So that's why there's so many gaps, but keep working on it. And then this inside chrome piece with the gasket, that'll get replaced, so I'm not worried about banging into it, but we'll keep on going.
Many months later.
All right, still got little pinholes in some locations, but for the most part, we're gonna be ready for skim coat. We'll go back and fill some of these other holes. You know, just miscellaneous. I wish I knew how to do lead work. It'd be a good time to bring that back. Having some issues in certain areas like this that are just paper thin. It's just part of it, so there it is. Also, in the beginning I was using just a grinder wheel. It was chewing a lot off, so I went to a 4-inch flapper wheel. And that's basically got, you know, sandpaper at like 80 grit, I think is what these are. But that took off a lot less. I had to make more passes, but it gave me a cleaner finish and let me work the metal a little bit longer and more concise. So I didn't div it in with the grinder wheel, which is huge. So I'm sure there's other body guys that have better ideas on how to do this, but I'm not a body guy, so this is me doing what I can. So yeah. If you're ever doing this, that's what you need to try out, I guess.
The 86 cleared there. Lots of power.